Hello and welcome to the show that brings you Manchester and D-Side's fastest and most exciting sports team, the Manchester Phoenix. After outing him last week, I've managed to grab hold of him. I've got Andy Wood with me this evening. Andy, how are you?
Not quick enough, obviously.
Not fast enough. Brilliant. Right, we will dive straight into it. Last night, down in Hull, a very convincing win for us, 6-1. I was there, I watched it. They never ever looked like getting past us. It was a comfortable win.
Yeah, we've done very well in Hull. It sort of makes you wonder why we lost twice to them on our ice, because we've gone away and had three very, very convincing wins. I went to the last one, which I think was the same scoreline, and it was very, very comfortable.
Very strange. Another thing to take out of last night was a 2-goal night for the man that can't stop putting points up at the moment, Jacob Corson. The man is on fire at the moment.
He's in a rich vein of form, yeah, and it's good to see. I mean, he's sort of been the unsung hero for the last couple of years, and now he's getting plenty of time on the second line due to injuries. He's making the most of it, and long may it continue.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, the
and
more points he scores.
Picking up a lot of man of the match awards.
Well, plenty of those. I think he's had 2 on the bounce. I know he picked it up in Hull last night, and he got it, of course, against Sheffield last week. Let's see if he can't make it a hat-trick tonight with the Guildford Flames in town. Now, it's almost impossible to call games against Guildford. We either seem to completely dominate the play, or they completely dominate us. It's a really 50-50 fixture.
Yeah, we've had some belting games with them over the years, and generally they've been very close. But we've probably more often than not been able to come out on top.
Absolutely.
Perhaps a little different this season with the
circumstances
goings on behind the scenes. But yeah, I mean, the lads will have been buoyed by last night's result, and if they can come out and hit Guildford right from the start, then there's no reason why we can't take something from the game.
Yeah, I think that's the nail on the head. It's a fast start that's important tonight. We need to be tight at the back, and we need to hit them hard, and we need to hit them fast, get them on the back foot, and that hopefully will set the tone for the rest of the game.
Yeah, it's like you say, a fast start is crucial, and that's what we didn't get against Sheffield previous week.
Yeah.
We were very slow out the traps, and I think with our resources, if we're chasing the game, it can prove too much.
We'll struggle, absolutely.
If we get our noses in front, then we look a different side, and confidence flows through the team, and so that's what I'll be looking for tonight, at least to get the first goal on the board.
Absolutely. Right, well, let's go and see if the boys can do it. Let's go watch some hockey.
The Phoenix are in white. They've won the opening face-off. The game is underway. It's a good step up by Russell as Crowell tried to glove that puck down. Baranek looks to try and kick it ahead. It's caught in the skates of Quinney, and that is going to be a penalty, unfortunately. Well, if you're being kind to Rupert Quinney, you say he was a little bit off balance, but the tap across the ankles from Martin Baranek sends the big man sprawling down to the ice, and Guildford will have the game's first power play. Top of the circle, fakes the shot, plays it across to Ozolins, comes back across, nicely worked shot from Toe, is off the post, and Ozolins fires the rebound in. Toe shot hit the inside of the post, it beat phone block aside and fired out. Unfortunately, the Phoenix penalty kill all went to sleep, and Yanis Ozolins could just walk in and fire it into the open net. It is a power play goal for Guildford. It's Phoenix 0, Guildford 1. Poor clearance by Quinney. Satic with a century, passes off the skate of Myers, but it only finds McKinney, and he plays it around the back of the goal towards Danny Myers, who's been dispossessed out front. Cron on his backhand, and unfortunately he was on his backhand, not his forehand. And it's straight down the throat of Richard Ulberg. Kovar gets it to Baranek, and he'll bring it away with speed. 2-on-2 for the Phoenix into the zone. Baranek towards the back door, and it's Ben Wood who tips it wide. It was a very sharp angle, lobbed down the ice towards Campbell, who kicks it, tries to go inside Mark Thomas, and that's going to be a penalty. Well, Mark Thomas is absolutely aghast at that one. It's a tripping call from Tom Perring. To my mind, Mark Thomas simply stood still, and Ben Campbell tried to hop round him. Tom Perring disagrees, and it's a Guildford power play. Chases in after Quinney, whose backhander again has been intercepted. Gron trying to force it through. Richard Ulberg, puck's loose, scramble in front. Guildford players all pile back in, and the Phoenix need to get back here as it's a 3-on-2 for Guildford. Esder's unfortunately held at the blue line. Phoenix will bring this away. Baranek works his way to the right wing, cuts inside Danny Myers, drops it back. Richard Ulberg way out of position, but Kovar couldn't settle the puck down. Quinney sends it past Campbell down into the Phoenix zone, where Thomas can pick it up and play it up the boards It's off the skater. Russell comes off the back of the net, played out front towards Campbell. The Phoenix get the sticks in the way to deflect it up over the crossbar. Jez Lundin for the Flames. Long pass finds Campbell right hand side, who skates in. Neil forces him wide. Campbell will go all the way around the net. Phone makes the stop, and Boothroyd will set up behind the net. Danny Myers onto it for the Flames. Long pass has been knocked down by Hamer, walking his way towards the middle. Sets up Hope, who scores! Lovely forecheck from that Phoenix third line. Hamer across, and Trent Hope rips it past Richard Ullberg. The Phoenix tie the game. It's 1-1. James Neal goes back for the Phoenix and will set up behind the Manchester net. Finds Kovar, who just about tried to get the puck away. Toe gets it across. Big shot from Campbell. Save is made by Phone, and Neal's onto the rebound. He'll get it away towards Baranek, who surely upends Matt Toe. Again, nothing called by the officials, and Baranek gets it on its way to Kovar, who dropped it back towards Ben Wood. Unfortunately, that one does have to be a penalty. Campbell got onto the loose puck, and Ben Wood reached in for it. Takes the feet from under Ben Campbell. Wood is really not amused, but Tom Perring calls the trip, and it's a Guildford power play. Face-off won by the Flames. Eriksson from the left point gets it across. Big shot from Lundin, and he scores. Campbell with the screen in front of Stephen Phone. Thomas couldn't clear him out of the way, and Jez Lundin rips the slap shot past the right pad of Phone. It's another power play goal for Guildford. It's Phoenix 1, Guildford 2. And now Corson Heron forced into the boards by Jens Eriksson. Lovely little back heel to find Gron. Big shot from Thomas. It was deflected, and it almost handcuffed Richard Ullberg. It was off the stick of Danny Myers. It took all the pace off it, but it changed the direction as well. And Ullberg gets the glove out to hold on. Face-off won by Duggan. Lundin with a long pass finds Ozelins up the middle, who will get in past James Neal. Backhand is wide. There is going to be a penalty shot. It is going to be a penalty shot called here. Penalty shot then for the Guildford Flames. It's Yanis Ozelins against Stephen Phone. Down the middle comes Ozelins, forces it in, and it doesn't go. Yanis Ozelins tried that move that we saw him pull for Sheffield in the playoff semi-final, but Phone stood his ground, and Ozelins couldn't tuck it past the post. It stays 2-1 to Guildford. And Neal has to play it back. Nicely played ahead. Satek's kick was just a little bit too hard. He nicely works the puck back though to Gron. And now James Neal walking in, takes a shot, it's off the post. All kinds of traffic in front of Ullberg, who was well beaten. Guildford have the puck to start the third period. Lundin across to Kevin Phillips. Tries to bank it down the board. It works its way through to Campbell, who backhands it over the head of Phil Spanswick into the Phoenix bench. That'll draw a whistle. Long pass down the middle has missed everybody. Icing is not called, and walking in is Duggan. He shoots and scores. Well, why the icing was not called, I have no idea, but the Phoenix couldn't get it clear. Tom Duggan walks onto it and fires it past the blocker hand of Stephen Phone. It is an early goal in the third for the Guildford Flames, and it's Phoenix 1, Guildford 3. Corson Heron tips it away. It's a kind bounce for the Phoenix, and Gron will bring it in. He's got Satek with him. Gron flips it back. Satek, big shot, and he scores! Nice drop pass from Gron. Michael Satek winds and shoots. Tippy top corner past the blocker of Richard Ullberg, and the Phoenix have halved the deficit. Manchester 2, Guildford 3. Flips it ahead. Bobbling puck that Thomas just about controlled, and McKinney can chip it through towards Matty Kral. Kral, good work by Corson Heron. McKinney steps onto the puck, finds Kral, who's forced wide by James Neal. Eriksson goes towards the front of the net. Tip comes in, and they score. Andy McKinney it is, crashing the net. Very nicely worked by the Flames around the zone. Thomas was left for dead by Andy McKinney, and he tips it through the pads of Stephen Phone. It's Phoenix 2, Guildford 4. McKinney sent it around the board towards Ozelins. He backhands it down low towards Andy McKinney. Turned over though. Hamer can scoop it as far as Myers in the centre circle. He finds Ozelins driving in, takes a shot that hit Phone and then hit the outside of the post. Guildford trying to scramble it through in front. Myers takes a shot, it's deflected, comes through, and McKinney scores again. Kind bounce for the Flames as it just pinballed around in front of the net. And Johnny on the spot again was Andy McKinney. Beats the diver phone to tuck it in. And unfortunately, it's the Guildford Flames who are pulling away late in the third period. It's Phoenix 2, Guildford 5. Lundin across towards Duggan. And McKinney has Oslins as the high man if he can find him, which he does. Oslins settles it down, shoots and scores. Lovely long pass by the Flames. Oslin's touch was nice to settle it down. And he just rips it past Stephen Fone. And the Flames are pulling away with it. It is Phoenix 2, Guildford 6. And tips it away. Kovar nicely settles it down and finds Gron. 3-on-2 for the Phoenix into the zone. Kovar walks in. Back to Gron, who holds and then will tee up Thomas from the blue line looking for a tip. It's off the side of the goal. Puck squirts out front. Could be another break on for the Flames as Kral scoops it ahead. It's off the glove of Eriksson. Thomas gets just enough to knock it to the boards. And that will do it for the third period. And it's a game which after 40 minutes was pretty close. But the Guildford Flames pulled away in the third period and put some additional gloss on the scoreline with a couple of late goals. The final score at Deeside is Manchester Phoenix 2, Guildford Flames 6.
Okay, folks, post-game, a 6-2 defeat for the Phoenix at the hands of the Guildford Flames. I'm down here with Andy. Andy, the less said about that, really, the better.
Wasn't good. I mean, we talked before the game about a fast start and getting out and hitting the ice, running, and it just didn't happen. You know, first period I felt we were very, very flat. Improved in the second period, and then sort of drifted away again in the third.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I mean, for what it was, let's focus on the second period. Much better. In the first, all right, we were lucky, I think, really, to go in at one down. It could have been many, many more. Other than Steve Fone having a brilliant night, we could have been a long way down on the scoreboard. But the second period looked a lot better. Of course, we tied it up through Trent Hope. Great to see him getting into areas and scoring goals. That's his second in a couple of weeks now, so it's good to see him putting points up. But even then, you know, when we get back into it, it's only a couple of minutes later and we're 2-1 down again. It's a lapse in concentration.
Yeah, we seem to have this problem, and it's been over the last few weeks that when we've scored, we've almost immediately conceded, and you can see guys on the ice visibly deflating. You know, it's a real crushing blow. You think you've got yourself back in the game, and then all of a sudden you're back to where you started, and it's tough on the guys at the moment. But it was just one of those, and again another one of those performances so similar to Sheffield, where you know we've just.
It could almost have been the same game.
It could have been the same game. We just didn't. I don't think we executed what Coach Hand would have wanted the guys to do. The reason for that, I don't know, but it was disappointing.
Yeah, disappointing. I think that's definitely the word to describe it. The weekend as a whole, though, not so bad. You know, a couple of points pushes us, you know, that little bit closer to being guaranteed a playoff spot. And of course, once you're in the playoffs, anything can and does happen.
Well, we saw that last year, didn't we? With against Basingstoke, they were heavy favourites to go through, and we pulled it out. And I still think that could be the case this season. I do think we'll make the playoffs comfortably, because Hull are now going on a losing streak, and Bracknell have been one pretty much all season.
Yeah.
So I expect us to make the playoffs, and you know, there's character on this team.
Absolutely.
You know, and there's no little skill as well. So, you know, come playoff time, we might see a completely different approach to the games at home.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a different situation this year, of course, in the playoffs. It's not a seeded affair. If you finish first, you get to pick your opponent. Given our record in the playoffs, I don't think there are going to be many teams that want to pick us.
No, I don't think anybody will particularly want to play against us. Hopefully we can get James Archer back and go into the playoffs with a fully fit squad, and when we do that, we are a match for anybody.
Absolutely. I mean, we showed at the end of, you know, last season when we knocked Basingstoke out. If you pick up form and a couple of results towards the end of the season, you know, I think we've got a 3-game homestand to end the season here in Deeside. We hit that 3 for 3. Bit of confidence, bit of form going into the playoffs. The Coventry weekend might not.
As soon as you reach the playoffs, all bets are off. You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
it's the start of a new season. It's a short 2-game season, but all of a sudden, teams who are down the bottom of the league become invigorated, and you know, everybody wants to get to Coventry, and generally the 4 teams that do deserve to get there.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
let's hope we're one of them.
Yeah. Well, not a bad weekend. A disappointing night. I'll go and have a chat with a couple of players, and then we'll sign off.
Okie dokie.
Okay, folks, I'm down in the tunnel following a 6-2 defeat for the Phoenix at the hands of the Guildford Flames. A man that inflicted quite a bit of that damage is with me in the tunnel. I've got Andy Mckin, no stranger to us. A good win for you in our building and a good performance for yourself.
Yeah, it's we won last night 4-0, and coming in here is always gonna be a tough match against Manchester. They've got a lot of speed and some good imports that can put the puck in the net, like Robin, as we all know. But yeah, we just grind out in the third and got the 2 points, so it's a good win. Yeah,
I mean, you mentioned there, obviously we've got the imports that can put those numbers up and score the good goals, but you seem to do a really good job of shutting those guys down tonight. Robin was quite quiet out there. I know Sartek got a good goal, but Gron and Martin Baranek as well. You seem to do a really good job of shutting those guys down. Was that the game plan from the get-go?
Yeah, I mean, whenever you come into a building like this, especially on the road as well, you just focus on the little things. Getting the puck out of your own zone is a huge one, and then just playing a strong forecheck like a 1-2-2 that we were playing tonight. I think everyone pulled in and stuck to the game plan, and it worked for us. So.
Definitely. Picking up points, as you say, a win last night, a win tonight, so it's a 4-point weekend for you. We're closing in on the business end of the season. One eye on the playoffs, or is it very much we want to win the title?
Well, we're still in the Cup, so we got the final against Peterborough, so that's a big one for us. And we're just focusing on our own wins. We're not focusing ahead of the table. We know Basingstoke and Peterborough are ahead of us and stuff, but we're just trying to build each day and get better and better, and then take that into the playoffs. And I think we're in good contention. So
yeah, definitely. Well, best of luck to yourselves in the final against Peterborough. Thanks as always for speaking to us. Next time, but maybe take it a little bit easier on us.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, here I am in the tunnel following a 6-2 defeat at the hands of the Flames. I've got our man of the match with us again. It's deja vu. It's like last week's episode. It's Jacob Corson here. Now, Jake, that's the 3rd game in a row that you've picked up man of the match. Are you eating something differently? Are you drinking something? What's going on?
No, I keep being sick in between periods, so it's definitely not eating the right thing. But I don't know, I'm just playing with confidence. I think it's kind of the first time in about 3 seasons that I'm not being injured at all. Kind of touch wood. I'm not.
Way to jinx it.
Yeah, I'm not had any injuries or anything like that, and it's been about 3 years since I've kind of been fit for this long. So I'm feeling a lot better for it, and eventually being able to kind of show it on the ice.
Absolutely. We spoke last week about the bump up to the second line. Clearly, that's working for you. 2 goals last night, an assist in the building tonight. It's clearly it's going well for you. But again, we spoke last week about shutting down, not starting the game as we mean to. That seemed to happen again tonight.
Yeah, I thought we had a good second period, but the first and third weren't that great. The third period was pretty bad. We just kind of, after we scored that goal, it was like we just switched off. I don't know why, but I don't know. They're a really good team. So I don't know. I thought McKinney played really well for them tonight. That pass he made to Oslins at the end was kind of the icing on the cake for them. That kind of took the life out of us. But we didn't start great, but we didn't start bad. But the third period we just was shocking. So yeah,
it's completely shut off. But it's coming, you know, we're picking up points, 2 in Hull last night, and a convincing win as well. It's nice to get one of those on the board. You know, we've won a lot of games by 2 goals, maybe 3, but to blitz somebody 6-1, does that give you guys, you know, a bit of a boost as we close in on the playoffs?
Yeah, it gives us a bit of confidence, and like specifically me, I get confidence just from like scoring points, and you know, Trent scored tonight. It's good for the younger British guys to get the confidence to take that in towards the end of the season. Because the imports have been doing it all year. It's time the British guys kind of started taking a bit of that responsibility, and guys are picking up points, and it's good. I just hope we take it into the playoffs and upset teams like we did last season.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as we say, you know, we're closing in on the business end of the season. The playoffs are just around the corner. Now would be a really good time to hit some form. You know, not just yourself, but the rest of the team. If we can start really, you know, picking up some results.
Yeah, exactly. That's the reason why we play hockey. I play hockey for this part of the season now. Like, all right, the league, that's done with. I'm pretty sure we're going to make the playoffs now. And we just need to concentrate on that, really. We need, like, just little things like getting the puck out and just that extra 2 steps to a puck when forechecking and taking a hit. And that's what we need to start doing more of going into the playoffs, so we can do it, because we've beaten Guildford, we've beaten Milton Keynes, we've beaten everyone, I think, other than Basingstoke. So, but we've beaten all these teams. It's just we just need that bit of luck at the playoffs, and then who knows, we could get to Coventry.
Absolutely. Well, let's cross our fingers for that. Jake, thanks as always for talking with us.
Cheers, Jacob, mate. Cheers.
Okay, folks, thanks for tuning in. That's all we've got time for this week. We've got a 3-game week for you next week. We're away at the Peterborough Phantoms on Wednesday. We visit the Telford Tigers on Saturday. And then we've got the Milton Keynes Lightning in town here in Deeside on the Sunday, 6:30 face-off as always. Until then, stick with us on all the usual channels, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course YouTube to catch us on Phoenix TV. Until the next time, we'll see you soon.